You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. We should never let 'em know, never let 'em show. If you know, I gotta, we should never let it go.
Hello, good afternoon. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Robert's Reading Room and Reviews. I'm here to give another wonderful review of the book I just got through reading. As you can see, The Secret and Lies by author CAREY Anderson. I just want to say, whew, mm, wow. When I say secrets and lies, these people, these characters in this book right here had that and more. Drama, drama, drama for your mama. I would just like to say, starting with Alaina to Royce, met in high school. Alaina, I felt like she had like low self-esteem at time. She always averaged this. She never thought she was pretty. She was average this, average that. Just the way she was. And here you got Royce, who's very kind of popular in school. He showed her a little attention and everything, and they get together, start dating. One thing though, she's a virgin. He's working with her. He's patient, but after a while, he just gives up and he kind of break it off and start, seeing other women, girls, whatever, sleeping with them. He goes out to college. Meanwhile, she got her best friend. Her best friend go ahead and have sex with her boyfriend, and they seal the deal. And as life go on, um, Royce and Alaina get back together. He proposed to her. They get married. Before they get married, he's messing with a chick by the name of Vanessa. He's got her, I guess you could say, nose open, and he messed around with her and plotting and everything. And he's supposed to be at his rehearsal done, but the day before his, to take his vows, and he's sleeping with her, banging her out, whatever. Because again, Alaina hasn't had sex with him yet. They get married and everything, and once they get married, Alaina doesn't enjoy sex at all with him. She really don't want to have it, period. But he still goes on, start cheating, messing around. I couldn't stand Royce at that time. He made me sick. I wanted to throw my Kindle. I had to walk away. I had to close up for a minute, get my mind together, because he was very arrogant, demanding, and he just thought the world should have revolved around him. He didn't want her to have no kind of life. He wanted to shelter her, basically. She would want to go back to school. She worked at a bank. He didn't want her to do that. He just wanted her to have kids and everything. Meanwhile, you have Tavio. Tavio, that's my boy. He was in a relationship with Eve, and they had an open relationship because Eve actually lived in California. Her grandmother took her and her sister, moved her to Florida because of their parents was like strung out on drugs, and she didn't want them around that. I didn't like her, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But back to Royce and Tavio and Alaina. Tavio and Alaina got to be friends and everything because they worked together, whatever. He really was feeling her and everything, and she was kind of feeling him too. They didn't mess around or anything, but they bonded and they was friends from earlier in their life, but they stayed in touch. But I'm gonna get back to them. But let me get back to Tavio and Eve. I'm sorry. Tavio and Eve was in a relationship, but they had an open relationship. Like I said, her grandmother moved her and her sister Ricky to Florida, and she was seeing this guy named James also too. Tavio was seeing this woman by the name of Tempest. She got pregnant with their son. Meanwhile, you got Eve down here in Florida messing with this man named James who got her pregnant, and she was like, "No, I'm not having a baby because of her." I guess basically because the way she was brought up, her parents and everything, and she didn't know them, and she felt like they deserted him, but that's not the real story. So she wound up getting an abortion. James, oh my God. He turned out to be a fool. Woo, he's a crazy cuckoo. But I love crazy people sometimes in a book. It's very entertaining to me. So I'm all for it. But anyway, so she wound up having an abortion. She actually left. But she had to come back to Florida for an event with her sister, and James saw her and asked her about the baby. She said she aborted the baby. He beat her down right there in front of people. He's crazy. So he threatened to kill her and everything. So her sister and her husband, Ricky, her sister, so Ricky, wound up moving to Boston too because they lost their job, her and her husband, Ricky's husband. And so Eve moved to Boston with her best roommate, best friend, whose name is Katrina. And Katrina Singletary. The Singletary family is very rich, well off. They have their own company. Have a son by the name of Cole, who's a doctor. He really was fond of Eve, wanted to get with Eve. They got together eventually, but it was a lot of ups and downs in between because she was undecided about Tavio, and then this other Vanessa cousin came in the picture too. But that's another part of the book that I may not get to because, like I said, the book is very long, but it's well worth the read. Back to Vanessa and Royce. Okay, I give it that you didn't know he was married, but when you found out he was married, you continue to sleep with this man. My, I'm a firm believer. How you get them is how you lose them. I don't have no respect for you, Vanessa. More so, I can't stand Royce. Like I said, he made me sick in this book. I felt like at times that Alaina would have took him back if she did not hear him talking to Mandy at work and found out what was going on about the baby and everything. I felt like that, yes, she would have took him back. And like I said, she was trying to be a successful woman. I didn't like when he went to the house and ripped up her school books and everything. That was so immature and childish. My favorite characters, like I said, I love Tavio. I'm glad Tavio, it worked out for Tavio and Alaina. Um, and about the sex, sometimes if you have sex with somebody, it's not the chemistry. That person may not be for you. So I feel like that was Royce's. That should have been Elena's wake up call, because when she got with Tavio, she was having all kind of orgasm and everything. So I mean, wow. Eve grandmother. I didn't like her because she was just too much. She was in everybody's business, which I'm okay with. But when you get to the point where you're telling people what to do and they grown, I got a problem with that. I love me some Granny Shane. She told her like what, but she was respectful. I loved her in the book. I really did. Another person that was crazy to me in the book was Breeze. She was crazy. I wish they could do a book just specifically on her and James because they was really nuts, cuckoo nuts. What else about this book? It consists of 676 pages. It came out in December of last year. I would just like to say I look for to read more books by author CAREY Anderson. I really love this book. It was long. And the only regret I have about this book is that I didn't get to sit and read it in one sitting due to schedule. Later on this year, my birthday is around November. I normally take a week. So I'm going to make sure I read this book again. Hopefully I can do it in one sitting. What you think? I would just like to say thank you, CAREY Anderson, because I really appreciate you supporting me in my YouTube channel. When I first started, you said you was going to subscribe, and you did. And I love the notes that you share and you comment on my page. Just thank you so much for this. And y'all, whoever get this video, please share it, because we need to support all our urban fiction authors out here. Support, and I think this will help if we share and get people interested and want to read. I just want to say happy Wednesday. I'm not going to say bye. I'm going to say read on. I'm out.